So I've gotten 3 of the legs on. 1, 2, and 3. I don't have a whole lot of the exact physical parts of those legs, but they're on there and they're holding them upright. I wanted you to see me put one more leg on. If you remember, my clay is pretty dry, so I just kind of dip it in water. I'm going to shove it right on there. I'm going to make his other little leg coming down here, and this is exactly what I'm doing with these. So I'm making this leg. I've made that leg, and now I'm going to make this leg, this one. And clay might come away from your armature a little bit. That's okay. Just shove it right back on there. You might pop through. That's okay too. Just shove it right back on there. I keep pulling more off. I'm popping it right on. It's nice to use these wooden sticks. Are real nice. These popsicle sticks, a pencil. Try that to really push that on there a little bit. Keep it up against your armature. And right now I'm just trying to get the rough shape of him covered in the salt dough. And I think you can see that he's getting there. And so I think I can continue putting clay on the rest of him, flattening it down, adding a little water to it. If your clay is real soft, you don't need to add the water. I add the water to stick one piece of clay to another, but also because mine is very dry. I've been trying lots of different techniques. I think the next batch I make, I'll try to make a little bit wetter since I've started using armatures. You can probably hold it a little bit better. I have a couple different recipes. Not much difference, just a little bit. One has cream of tartar in it. I'm not quite sure. This is the one with cream of tartar. I'm not quite sure whether it does anything different than just the salt dough. I don't think you have to use it. But I do like the half a cup of salt to 1 cup of flour, or 2 cups of salt to 1 cup of flour if you're doubling it. Whoops, 1 cup of salt to 2 cups of flour. If you're doubling it, do 2 cups of flour to 1 cup of salt, and that seems to be a good amount to be able to make the animal with. So I'm still just pushing this together. It looks like I'm going to have to make some more. You can see I add a little water to add more clay onto the top of that for his little front feet. I don't want to see all the places where I've added the clay, so I'm going to try and smooth that down. Like I said, you can use a pencil to do it with. It does seem to, that worked really well. A little bit of water and a pencil. Smooth that down really nicely right there. Your fingers, a paintbrush. Start getting the end of this. And I'm just really basically just covering all my armature with the salt dough. I don't want to cover it super thick. Number one, it bakes better if I don't. They still take a while to bake. I think the draft took me probably 4 hours. You can always stop your oven and turn it back on in the morning. So I'm going to have to make some more salt dough. So far, hopefully you can see what I'm doing there. Along with that, slowly coming along. The end of it for me. get some more salt dough to continue covering him with. So I've been putting clay on top of my little dog to hopefully make it look like this. And he's got a little snout. He's got these 4 little legs. And I'll continue to mess around with adding clay on and sculpting it with my little wood tool. The trick is in trying to make it just look exactly like the picture. And so with my wood tool, I'm going to do all that. The other thing I wanted to show you really quickly is this little mane that he has around here. I want to show you that I'm not going to try and make the ears stand up because I know they won't when I go to bake him. So I'm going to actually shove some cardboard in there to help me with the ears. So I'm going to do that. First I'm going to do the mane. So I'm just going to roll a coil. And once again I'm going to wet it where I want to attach it. And his mane, I got to turn it towards me. His mane comes right around the outside of his head here. Little fur. And comes right around to there. And then I get rid of some of it. I just put on what I need. I can use the back of anything, back of a paintbrush, to make sure it's really attached pretty well. I can cut it with scissors. This is something I found works really well with with salt dough. I can trim things with scissors. It's not quite the right shape. So there's one of his manes. The other part that I'm going to put on is his ears. I'm just going to give myself a piece of cardboard. I'm just going to cut out 2 ear shapes, smaller than what they are. They just have to support it. I'll cut out another one. I can even spend some time and make them match. I'm going to pop them in the bottom a little bit here because that's what they do on him. Now what I'm going to shove them in where I think they belong. Right here and right here. They're pretty far out on his head. There we go. I don't know if you can see this still. It's my clay. And now I'm just going to cover them with clay. And that will help them stay up during the baking process. Shape them. Just try anything that you can think of. And do the other one. I think I lost the other one. I'll have to cut another one. Oh, I already had it in there. Do the other one. A little bit of water. I just wrap this thing in there, and they seem to be strong enough to hold everything up. And now I can just make it look like him, like his ears, which they come in right in there. I can use the end of a paintbrush to help me with this shape. And they bow out and they come in. So same with this side. Just add clay as you need to. Just keep adding clay or taking clay away. Yeah, we'll mess around with these for a little while yet. So I want them to look as much like him as I can. But slowly it's starting to get there. I can use pencils, I can use knives. If you look a little bit at this, you can see he's got these lines coming out from around that little mane. I'm going to add his nose on yet. I'm going to put on his teeth and his open mouth that he has right here. So in the end, he's going to look just like him, I hope. And all these skills, even though we're working with salt dough and not with clay, it's the same brain function that we have with clay. When we're trying to sculpt things from a photo, something from a source material, something from inside our head. And that is really concentrating on details that most people don't notice. Concentrating on evaluating what we have in front of us. Think about, what do I need to change it to make it look more like what I want it to look like. The only options are to put clay on or take clay off. So you have a 50-50 chance of guessing right. So guess, do it, evaluate it, keep it, or don't keep it. If you don't like what you just added on, take it off. Too much water with the salt dough will make it go into a sloppy mess, just like with clay. If you want to keep him from one day to the next, you probably need to wrap him in like a plastic bag or something like that. If I want to make that mane shape. Do that. I can trim it. I can redo it if I don't like it. So there he is. Slowly but surely. If I want to work on him tomorrow, I think I would definitely wrap him up in a plastic bag and wait for tomorrow to add some more things to him if I want to. But I think you want him to be pretty wet to work with, which is why you have to put armatures and things. Even with clay, really wet, it's not going to hold it. Okay, have fun, do a good job, problem solve, be creative. I don't care if you make a snake, make a snake. Use armatures, even with a snake. It'll be hollow. It would, it'll bake better. Because these are hollow, they bake a lot better. They're light. This is the wiener dog that got finished. And I painted him with acrylics. If you don't have acrylics at home, we have a lot of acrylics at St. Ed's that we can use on your animals when you bring them in. So do a good job. Here is the giraffe. Really light, super light. Not painted yet. When he was cooking, he'd gotten hard and I noticed that he got a split right in there. I just filled it with some wet clay, pushed it on there really well, and then baked him some more. So I think any little cracks and things, I'm pretty sure you can just go ahead and fill with wet clay and just keep baking them. Have a good time with it.